The medical cannabis. All you need to know about medical marijuana. The medical cannabis. Cannabis has many faces, their sun's hidden healing powers and some secrets. In this article refute many speculations about medical cannabis, list the types of cannabis and agreed on the main question about the uses of the hemp plant. Examine the types and various species of cannabis. We will explain what are the differences between regular cannabis, medical marijuana, and refute the claim that cannabis addictive. Everything you wanted to know and did not dare to ask about medical marijuana in one article. You do things in order. Enjoy. What is medical marijuana? Medical cannabis. Marijuana is a fact that the transgenic plant, in order delegating its medicinal qualities, often comes to medical marijuana. Cannabis plant flowers, also known as medical marijuana. Cannabis contains more than 400 active ingredients. The active ingredients in the cannabis plant cannabinoid family fall into two main groups, and they tell me the names THC and CBD. These substances have antiviral properties which are part of the immune system of the plant and have healing properties for many diseases. Besides, each of these materials totally different effects. The THC responsible for creating the effect of calming of the human body and therefore known to blur effectiveness, relaxation and reducing pain. In contrast, the CBD without the psychoactive effects and anti-inflammatory properties that help suppress inflammation in the human body and the body of the plant. Cannabis is not addictive substances other than the rest of the market, defined under the definition of drug. According to studies, tobacco, alcohol and caffeine have addictive potential is much higher than that of cannabis. The difference between regular cannabis, medical marijuana. It is important to rule out and noted that there was no significant difference between regular cannabis, medical cannabis legality. Machine detail. Legal reflected in the issue of license is valid under the law. A license to use it is held by the Israeli Ministry of Health and is solely responsible for granting permission for the sale and distribution of cannabis laws in Israel. ICAR, it is the company which has been certified according to the Dangerous Drugs Ordinance to the issue of cannabis in Israel. ICAR, or her full name, the only medical cannabis, which is the only body authorized to sign and approve medical use of cannabis Israeli citizens. The rest of cannabis, as I understand, comes from illegal sources, but it does not harm nature or quality of cannabis. According to the legal limit in Israel, only people who are patients in the following diseases are entitled to obtain a permit to purchase by law. The following is the complete list: oncology patients, cancer patients, patients with pain, Crohn's, colitis, patients with PTSD, people with MS, Tourette's, AIDS, Parkinson's patients, the terminally ill and patients who are classified under the category Other. Is the license prevents the rest of cannabis users have access to cannabis? The answer is, no. Quality cannabis is now nearly 10 square meters each, consumed and sold as legally and illegally, not only because of its healing powers but also for pleasure and entertainment of all. It can be said that the trend of cannabis in Israel spread to the point of incontinence authorities. Cannabis consumption modes. How to consume cannabis. Regular cannabis and medical cannabis usually come dried flowers which can disintegrate into little pieces or kosas. They are consumed in various forms, between them by smoking, evaporation or a combination of foods, the methods specified below. Smoking cannabis. There are several possible ways to consume cannabis. The most common form of smoking is oral and lung cavity. You can smoke cannabis in several ways. The first way is smoking with a pipe used for smoking marijuana flowers. The second and more common bang is smoking through which the plastic bottle or glass, like hookah vapor passing through the cooling process water and inhaled by faith bottle bong or a window into the lung cavity. In addition, there is also the traditional way, which is best known, and rolling and smoking a joint. You can mix the material with a thin shred tobacco or marijuana and chimney cleanly. Evaporation of cannabis. There are other ways such as evaporation, Evaporation is achieved by a device known as a dedicated anaphraiser. Anaphraiser heats cannabis to a temperature of 200 degrees on average, which makes active substances evaporate, however, did not lose their character and be burned. It is through its beneficial health then with all those who wish to consume other carcinogens like tobacco, and cannabis consumption is still enjoyed by smoking through the lungs. Eating or ingesting cannabis. Cannabis the other way is through the consumption of eating or swallowing. Can consume cannabis through the stomach by eating food cooked with cannabis. These will usually spreads cookies or cannabis. In addition, authorized companies that offer the possibility to consume cannabis refined oil, which is consumed patient drip under the tongue. However, the oil on the market and approved by the Ministry of Health has only 25% of cannabis compared Samson empty oil has been proven as able to cure cancer. Indeed, he helps, but again, 75% of its contents are another vegetable oil, usually olive or coconut oil, making it less efficient. In addition, cannabis can be consumed in the form of pills or capsules containing active ingredients have a long-term effect. The capsules operates preparing slow release, or in other words, digestion, and thus shifts the impact for longer. Types of cannabis. The hemp plant has two main varieties. Cannabis indica, a plant that produces higher levels of THC compared to CBD. The effect of using indica strain is more felt physically and has healing qualities because the levels of CBD eyebrows sustainability of this species. Indica many advantages, because the levels of CBD higher when it is used as an anti-inflammatory, relieves stress and anxiety, helps regulate sleep cycles and facilitates the process of falling asleep, relaxes the muscles, soothes and anesthetic pain, anti-nausea and vomiting, reduces seizures of diseases such as epilepsy or generalized epilepsy with febrile seizures, plus, relieves spasms and physical stress, soothes headaches and migraines, and has a sweeping effect on all the other cannabinoids found in cannabis. The main difference between the varieties expressed a sense of honor is felt when the consumption of indica strain, heaviness that may benefit the patients who have difficulty falling asleep easily, suffer from stress or severe pain, and therefore recommended for lily. Sativa cannabis, Cannabis sativa, a plant that produces higher levels of THC compared to CBD. Sativa strain has been linked to the use of floating conventional scents. It provides an opportunity for patients to return and feel healthy and relaxed feeling. This species has a meditative character and many mental effects, gives the patient a sense of peace and serenity that come from encouraging deep inner positive thoughts, funny and playful. It could be called Zen energy and laughter for being put into account energy, stimulates and enhances concentration and creativity as well as up and raises the overall mood. Sativa strain is recommended for people with depression and people with poor appetite, also known as sativa stimulates appetite in patients with anorexia and other eating disorders. Different